Good evening. My name is Simon Bestwick, and I'm taking part in a little project that was started last year by Lex Jones with the able technical assistance of George Daniel Lee, where basically a bunch of horror writers all read one another's stories for Christmas. So Laurel Hightower Wells will be reading a story of mine, which you'll encounter in due course, and I'm reading a story by Liam Pais Hill. So, without further ado, here it is. This is my second attempt at reading the story. The microphone on my computer started cutting out the first time I tried it. So, here we are again. This time I'm wearing a headset, so I hope my performance this time is as good. I do apologise if it seems like I'm phoning it in. That's the dad jokes out of the way. So here we are. Door by Liam Pais Hill. The man held the door open for me. He was walking a couple of paces ahead. I'd only needed to hold the door for an additional second for me to pass through behind him. "Thanks," I said. When we came to the next door, he held that for me, too. "Cheers," I said. I thought I caught a brief nod of acknowledgement from the man, even though he had his back to me. We continued together down the corridor, both on the same route, but most likely with separate destinations. We passed through another 2 doors, and I said, "Ta," and then, "Thank you." I'd said thanks previously, but I considered thank you a separate expression of appreciation. The last door led out into an open garden filled with lemon trees, with a handful of uniformed gardeners tending to them. There was only one path through the garden, so it was no surprise that I followed the man down it, and into an office building. He held open the next 3 doors, and I drew upon my limited knowledge of modern languages to give him a danke, a merci, and a gracias. Panic began to set in, and I began to feel the hot, damp heat gathered in my armpits and stomach. I couldn't be sure, but I thought I was out of synonyms for thanks. The room we were striding through was a long, sparsely filled waiting room, with one door at the end. I deliberately slowed my pace, but he slowed his in kind. By the time we got to the door, he was only 3 steps ahead of me, and held the door open for me to pass through. I dug deep. "Much obliged," I said, while miming the tip of a Stetson. I had no idea where that had come from, but it got me through one more door. The next room was shorter, and had just one door that we were both heading towards. The floor here was carpeted, and there was that somebody else's house smell. A few stops in, I stopped entirely, and pretended to receive an important phone call. The door holder reached the end of the room, and waited. I almost admitted defeat, turned around and left the way I'd come in. But then a spark of memory forced its way to the front of my mind. When I was 5, an old man had said, "Thanking you," to me. Definitely not thank you, it was thanking you. I skipped to the end of the room where the man was waiting. I was close to the meeting room now. I could do this. Once again the man held the door open, and I hit him with "thanking you." I thought I could hear the man tut as he acknowledged my acknowledgement. The next room was small and painted pink, with a mismatching brown carpet. I tried to outpace the man to our common destination, but he was too quick for me. I couldn't overtake without breaking out into a run. And if I ran, he would win. He got to the next door half a step in front of me. He opened it for himself, then held it for me. I hoped that my brain could pull from its depths a last-minute variation again. "Cheers!" came out. It was pathetic. It was almost a cheer, as I realized midway through the one-syllable word that I had messed up. The man turned to face me for the first time. His skin was grey, and his breath smelled like pencil sharpenings. "Ha!" he said. "You've already had cheers, you fuck." I left the building in tears and didn't hold the door for anybody. Merry Christmas.